Waiting on back over to it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you always watch for video.
Crystal is being accused of running off with a promoter's money. Now, according to this young lady, she booked Crystal for an appearance. Crystal didn't show up. Story time of when I booked an influencer to come to my event, they never showed up and they also kept the deposit. I booked this particular influencer to come to my event and I paid her a deposit of $1,200 and she never showed up. So mind you, I sent the money February 23rd. I texted her February 26th and asked her like, hey, I'm thinking about moving it. Like, is this fine with you? She said, yes, that's perfect. So I made my flyer for the event and posted it, what day was it? March 18th. And this is when I started promoting the event. And also during this time, I had asked her to make like a promo video to pretty much promote the event, you know, so people know she's coming. She told me 2 weeks before the event she could start a video. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I was a little like about that because I just feel like 2 weeks is a little late and last minute to be finally making a video. But I'm like, okay, I'm just like, okay, like we can do 2 weeks. Come back for part 2 because this part is getting a little long. Story time of when I booked an influencer to come to my event. They never showed up and they also kept the deposit, part 2. So throughout the time that I showed the last screenshot, I was just kind of like telling her like if she's gonna need makeup done, I can have somebody that can do her makeup for her in exchange for promo, and same for him.
For people that do this, why don't y'all write out a contract, like that way you can sue them, because a contract is legal binding. They have to do that. That's what them big promoters, when rappers go to jail and then they miss all these things, they get sued because it's a contract. It wasn't, hey, can you come here? Even though, no, I don't think you can use, I mean, you probably can't use text messages as proof. Like, hey, I told them this, they said they was going to do it, then they didn't show up, so you probably can't use that, but a contract was more for sure you can use.
Yeah, so like I'm just pretty much trying to get her set up in advance so that when she comes, she don't really have to worry about anything. Like, y'all can just do the exchange for promo and that can just be that. So she asked that I have somebody in mind. I sent her the girl that I wanted, you know, to do her makeup, and she was like, okay, cool. She could do my makeup. But the thing is, she was taking so long to respond. Like, I was trying to get everything set up and in place so that the makeup artist didn't have any other bookings at that time or anything like that. So I was trying to get her to respond quickly so I could make sure that everything on my end was taken care of for her. So April 2nd is when I sent her pictures of the girl who I wanted to do her makeup and was pretty much asking her, like, is this makeup good for you? Like, is this somebody that you want to get your makeup done by? I got no response at all. So I responded again April 10th and I said, hey babe, can you make a promo video and get it to me no later than tomorrow morning? We are about a week away at this point. So also I'm still waiting for a video for promo, and I'm also still trying to figure out if she still needs me to get a makeup artist for her for this event. Mind y'all, it is April 10th when I sent that message. And then I followed up with another message April 14th and said, hey girl, I need the video as soon as possible. Also, the makeup artist I sent you, is that good for you? So from when I sent her the makeup artist until when I sent that second message, she didn't respond until April 16th. So it was a whole 16 days from the time I asked her initially for makeup until the time that she...
Yeah, that's crazy. 'Cause, like, no matter how busy you are, we keep our phones on us. We keep our phone when we go to the bathroom, even though you're not supposed to do that. But we keep the phone on. You could have easily replied easily. Very, very simple. Like, I'm quite sure you scrolled on TikTok, you scrolled on Twitter, you scrolled on Instagram. You could have scrolled yourself to the messages and replied. Like, especially when this is business. But again, this is probably ever, like I said in the last video, I don't trust people, bro. I don't trust people. If it's not going to be done right then and there, I can't be thinking, sitting back, the may. I'm gonna think about the possible, the maybe, the if. I just don't trust people, bro. I would, me personally, I would say, hey, I need you for this event. I'm gonna give you your deposit, your money, the same day. Come get it. That's it.
she responded. Mind y'all, the event is April 19th. Like, yeah. So April 16th, she texted me at 11 a.m., 11 a.m. to be exact, and said, "Hey, sorry, it'll be done today. I'm just trying to wait until I do my hair." So I'm like, okay, as far as for makeup, are you good with the artist I sent? She's coming from St. Louis, so she needs to know today. Mind y'all, this is in a couple days. So like this girl has been waiting for weeks to try and figure out if she needs to come all the way to Peoria, which is 2.5 hours away. She finally said yes, she can do my makeup. I'm like, okay. I text her at 8 p.m. that night and said, "Hey, do you have the videos for your hair?" Still no response. So at 11:22 p.m., April 16th, I texted her and said, "Hey, babe, I don't want to keep blowing you up about the video. I know you're pretty busy, but I was supposed to have your video according to the contract for promotional purposes, and I have yet been able to promote you for my event. Mind y'all, we did sign a contract.
Oh, okay.
We are 2 days away from the social."
Okay, like I wouldn't even did. I wouldn't even do this thing. What is the point of you're suing? You're more likely for to get your money back. What is the point of what's the point of exposing somebody?
And I still have yet to receive a video for promotional purposes or a post on your page. When can we expect a video slash post? She reposted the video on her story maybe once or twice throughout this time, so she really wasn't promoting for real. She texted me back an hour later and said, "I'll post in the morning. I just got my hair done, literally just got home. Would you like me to send a video to you or just post it?" And I said both, because at this point, it's April 17th. You telling me you got to do it in the morning, which means I have to wait hours until the morning again. It's 12 o'clock in the morning when you just said this. Come back for part two, because this video's story time of when I booked Crystal. It's really Crystal for my event. She never showed up, and she also kept my deposit of $1,200. I am so sorry, y'all, that this is the last and final part. I'm gonna try to sum everything up in this video. It may be long, it may not. I don't know. I just got off work though. Y'all been blowing my phone down. Okay, here go the last part. Okay, so April 7th at 9:06, I texted her and said, "If I can have the video by 12 p.m., that would be perfect. We have to push all promotions today." Because mind y'all, the event is April 19th. It's April 17th at this point. So she hearted it, but I got no response. So then I texted her again at 4 p.m. and said, "Hey, when are you posting?" She said, "Hey, post it now. I had to fix my makeup first. There's so much going on, but it'll be posted." So that was at 4 o'clock. She did not send me no video until 6:55 that night. So we get the video posted, cool, whatever. Like at this point, it is what it is. I'm pissed because I'm like, bro, like we literally have one day to promote this, and like that's it. So April 18th, she texted me at 10:58 in the morning and said, "What time do you need me to be there?" Mind y'all, it's a contract, so she can see the time that she needs to be there and etc. Like I'm confused, but I texted her back at 1:28 and said, "What time will you be in Peoria? You will need to be at the venue by 12:45. We'll be having brunch around that time. Your makeup appointment is at 10:30, and the makeup artist will travel to you. So like wherever you're gonna be at, hotel, whatever, like your makeup artist gonna come to you, get your makeup done. You can come straight to the brunch." So she texted me back at 2:51 and said, "I land at 1:40. I'm flying from dropping my son off in Cali. Let me see if there's earlier options." Why would you be landing in Peoria at 1:40 and your show up time was 12:45? Like, why would you even do that? So then at this point, she started calling me. Like, she calling me like,
I was gonna say that part is not already. It's not like she's the one flying the plane, but if you already agreed weeks in advance. You had the contract because you had to see it. It's for you to sign it. It's for you to agree to it. Yeah. This is just bad business for sure.
I was, setting up the venue and stuff. Like, it was a lot going on. I was setting up the venue the day before, so it's like, it's a lot going on. You calling me right now about timing. So I text her back like, "Sorry, I was setting up the venue. The schedule is already set. Your scheduled time is from 1 to 4:30. I said 12:45 just to give you enough time to be there, get settled in for a second, like, get yourself together so you feel like you're not rushing. Your set time, though, was 1 to 4:30, period. I'm like, I thought you were coming today. Why would you come to Peoria the day of an event and you could have came the day before? Like, I don't even understand." She said, "I was until my baby got on spring break. Now I got to take him home for school and I got to make my way to Peoria. I think I'm just going to bring him with me." That's cool. That's fine. Like, you can bring him. And I also said the makeup artist came from St. Louis that day too. Like, she came the day before. So why do you think you should come the day of? She said, "Okay, I found the ticket that gets me there at 10 a.m. I'm like, "Okay, bet, we in the game." So I said, "Okay, you would definitely have to go straight to your makeup appointment because the makeup artist is also attending the event as well, and we definitely have to start on time." So she texted me, asked me how far is the venue from the airport. I told her 20 minutes. She asked me send me my, oh my gosh. She asked me to send her my number. I sent her my number, and this is where we start texting. So let me switch over to my messages on my phone. Now, for purposes of, I don't want to expose her number, so I'm going to block out her number. Like, I'm not going to put this girl number on here. But I said, hey, baby, it's Jordan. Can you give me a brief biography about you? Because mind you, she was supposed to gave me a biography about her, just so I could have it on the, what's it called? Like, so I could have it on the screen. So cool. She gave me the biography finally, like, literally what? The morning of at 5 o'clock in the morning, the day of the event. So then she sent me a picture at 6:04 a.m. and said, I made my flight, but they delayed it till 7 a.m. I'm basically on standby right now. I said, okay, so what's your new arrival time to be in Peoria? She said, hey, I'm trying to figure it out now. My flight had to stop. The second flight took off already. So I'm like, okay, give me a second. I'm going to have my assistant call you so we can try and work something out. So at this point, she missed her flight, her second connecting flight. So she's calling me, trying to figure out what we can do. But mind y'all, like, when she's calling, it's 9 o'clock. I am setting up the venue at this point. Like, literally, the event is about to start at 11 o'clock. Like, we're literally about to get started. So I don't really have time to be talking. So she would start asking, like, were there other airports near? I'm like, it's Springfield, Bloomington. But Springfield's like an hour and 15 minutes away. So if you go there, you still going to be late regardless. So she pretty much saying, like, there's no other flights that's going to carry their own time, like, whatever. So I'm like, okay, she got to wait for my assistant to talk to her because, like I said, I'm getting ready for my event. I don't have time to talk to you about stuff that you should have been here for yesterday. Like, we're beyond talking at this point. There's nothing, you know, like.
I wouldn't say all you could have did, but that's just making it seem like, you know, like it's just as simple. But if she's going to be late, and the first step was to get her makeup done. Crystal does her own makeup. You could have said, oh, all right, since you're gonna be X amount of time late, let's knock out the you do your own makeup, and then we can just cancel that part. So when you get here, you just take a breather, you know, freshen back up, and then do the event.
I can't talk to you, pretty much. So her and my assistant is on the phone going back and forth about, you know, what we can do. Crystal wanted me to give her other half. I paid that girl $1,250. She was expecting to get the other $1,250 for trying to show up. But you did not show up. And in the contract, it said if you're unable to make it, the deposit shall be refunded. She didn't give me anything, and she actually ghosted me. And I'm going to show y'all these messages.
She probably didn't read that part. People just see money, contract, sign.
Of her ghosted me. I tried calling her. My sister tried calling her. It was just nothing. They start getting smart at the mouth, doing too much, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta keep it professional because at the end of the day, I'm a professional person, and you know, like I'm not even finna feed into this, but yeah. But my sister, she was ready to get active because
I'm gonna need that.
It was just like, girl, you playing, and it's $1,250, and I work hard for this. I'm only 20.
You have to know. I'm gonna say Maddie.
And I'm doing this by myself. So the fact that you think you could just run off with $1,250, like, girl, yeah, we'll see you though. So I'm gonna show y'all the screenshots of pretty much me just saying, like, you know, hey, can we work something out? Like, she literally left me on red. Y'all, as y'all can see in these messages, I text her so many times she didn't respond at all. But she on Instagram, she doing this, she doing that. But yeah. More of the story, don't book these janky influencers, these janky...
Kinda, but not really.
Whatever you want to call them, because they are definitely bad for business. Make sure that y'all contracts are intact. Make sure y'all get all the information y'all can about these influencers and these people that y'all be booking. So when it comes to taking legal routes, you not in my situation. I'm trying to sue her, but I don't have her address to serve her papers. So that's the problem I'm running into right now. I have the contract, I have messages, I have proof, I have everything. I have voice
okay, because I was wondering, but I'm wondering, like, bro, if you already sued her, mind you, when you have a contract with somebody and X amount of money has been issued or whatever, they break that contract. I think you can make that amount bigger. That's what I would have did. But this is probably why she's come to the end of it, because she can't serve her to get her to or to sue her.
Recordings. If y'all want to hear the phone conversations, like, let me know, because I could definitely drop them too, because everything was being recorded.
Yeah, I do reactions.
So if y'all want them, let me know next because I could definitely drop them. But as y'all seen, like I said, don't book that girl Crystal. You still owe me my $1,250, and if you don't want to, run that, we can run it. So I mean, yeah, that's just that. So yeah, if y'all want
Look at.
voice messages from my assistant and her on the phone, let me know. Okay. But this is the final part. Thank y'all for watching.
So now, of course, Crystal had to tell her side of the story on the events that occurred.
Story time about how this event planner booked me for an event and didn't fulfill the event. So I took a booking in Peoria. This was around February, March. She had texted me, asking me if I could do a booking in April for her, a little business seminar. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for you. Blase, blase. I gave her a decent price. Y'all know I'm from Chicago, Peoria, right outside of Chicago. I had it lined up like, okay, after I leave Peoria, I'm just gonna go to Chicago. So shit, I'm gonna get her a decent price. I'm gonna go my ass to Chicago, have a ball. Okay, boom. I end up taking the book in. She ends up switching the date last minute, like a week or two before the
I'm okay for now.
event that I was supposed to be at on the 5th, I believe. She ended up switching it to the 19th. Mind you, my baby was in school. My baby goes to full time school. He's not in preschool no more, so he has a schedule, and the schedule is what I buy. So with him being in school, that was his spring break time. So when she texted me and said, hey, April 19th, I'm like, cool, because that was the end of spring break. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to just keep Tremani and take him back home after the booking, right? So we booked the flights, everything is solidified. I booked it for the 19th. The reason why I didn't stay the night or a night before in Peoria is because, for one, I'm with my baby. I don't know anybody in Peoria. And I don't want to stay in fucking Peoria. Right? I get on.
You going to an event though? You could have booked. You could have stayed at a motel, hotel six. They keep the light on for you for a few hours.
On a flight. The flight was for 5:30. Me and Tremani got up at 3 in the morning and got to the airport. This was the original flight time, 5:30 in the morning. First class. Thank you. When we got on the flight, it said it was delayed until 6:30 a.m. Okay, thank you. Delayed. Y'all see that at the top. I'm on the flight. Delayed. All right. I texted her. I said I made my flight, but they delayed it until 7 a.m. I was a little sleepy, so ignore that. But I said they delayed it until 7 a.m. I'm basically on standby right now. Okay, what is your new arrival time to Peoria? Mind you, that was like at 6 something. By the time I made it, it was like 8. I said, hey, I'm trying to figure out now. The flight had to stop and the second flight took off already. This was how the airport looked with me and Tremani in the airport. Y'all see Tremani little hair right there. So you know I'm not lying. So she tells me, okay, give me a second. I'm going to try to have my assistant give you a call. Da, da, da. I said, okay, is there any other airports near? Springfield and Bloomington. How far is Springfield? I believe like an hour and 15 away. If I fly in there, I'll be even later. Mind you, I had already communicated that there was a flight at 3 o'clock. Well, the flight wasn't at 3 o'clock, but I would have landed in Peoria at 3 o'clock. My set time was 2. The event was over with at 4. If you spent all this money, let me finish up this. I said, hey, can you try to have her call me ASAP?
Yeah, that would have been a complete waste of time, bro. If it's over at 4, you would have showed up at 3. Yeah, it's over.
I got to see what's the next option quickly before these flights sell out. That's the only flight that'll get me there close to the time. Everything else is in the evening. Okay, she's 5 minutes away. So the assistant finally calls me, right, y'all? So she calls me. She's like, hey, how are you? Da, 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 what's going on? I'm like, hey, I got on a flight this morning. The flight got delayed. It was a travel issue. They didn't want to move the planes. By the time we made it here to the next airport, the flight was already taken off. There is a flight that is at 1 o'clock, and it'll get me there at 3. I know that my set time is at 2, but I can still make it. She like, oh, okay, give me a second. Let me call Jordan. She called Jordan, and she like, oh, that's not going to work. We have a set time for you at 2 o'clock. Blase, blase. How can we make this work, basically? So I'm like,
She said it was at 1. You keep saying 2, but she said 1.
shit, you tell me. Like, I feel like I could still make it at 3. I know how to do my makeup. I do my own makeup. I do my own hair. I don't have to have no glam team. I can do everything. This girl flew somebody from St. Louis. She asked me if somebody can do my hair. I didn't know the girl was coming from St. Louis. She drove from St. Louis to Peoria. So that was one thing she had lined up. Money down the drain, okay? Then She like, oh, can you do a virtual class? I'm like, shit, that's fine. I'm in the airport. It's fucking 8 in the morning. The next flight isn't until 1. I don't have to
You say
rush
shit
to
like
get
that.
on the flight. Like, I could really just stay in here and then just leave from here and go to Cali. So shit, that's fine with me. This bitch tells me I have to send her back half of the money that I got to do the virtual class.
See, she didn't say that. She didn't say nothing about no virtual class that she said, oh, like you can do half. She didn't say none of that. See, yeah. As far as always, it's three sides to every story. The girl side, Chris's side, and the truth. If somebody's lying.
Girl, you ask her rapid ass man, you want to get him $1 back. Like, we flew first class to get on these flights, blase, blase. She's like, oh, this is why people usually fly in early, da 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 da, blase, blase. First of all, nobody knows a bumblefuck about no fucking Peoria. So I doubt anybody wants to stay in Peoria. Then not only that, it was like the girl was asking me, like, oh, can you do this hosting for me, blase, blase, at this club? Can you come with me? And I'm like, yeah.
But knowing how flights be going though, I've never been on a plane, but hey, we seen movies, we seen shows, we seen people always it's delayed, delayed, delayed. You know that's a good possibility. That's like if you had to, it's like if you had to a job interview, right? A job going somewhere to hopefully get paid. So they said like a job interview, you know that you have to take the bus. What do? You go an hour early because you know you got to take the bus. The bus might be like it might be running late. You might have showed up to the bus a few seconds late. Like anything can happen. So therefore you go with enough time to avoid all that. On these planes, you should. Yeah, I would have went a day early. You didn't go because you didn't want to. Who wants to stay in Peoria? You should have. You have an event. You're not going there. This is vacation. You're going to be prepared for an event to get the rest of your money later in a few hours. Yeah. But the virtual part, I don't know. You still doing it though. So I just want to give you the other half when you can't because you're not coming to me. So therefore, ain't no other half.
But you gotta pay the same price that you just paid to book me if you want me to do that. She's like, oh, I have to pay again? Yeah, you do. But mind you, that wasn't gonna work anyway because I had Tremani. So there's that. Moral of the story, they was not trying to work with the fact that I was traveling not only by myself but with my baby. They wasn't trying to work with the fact that there was only certain flight options. They wasn't trying to work with the fact that I could do the virtual class, but I was not gonna send you back half of the money that you already.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I said, they say she owed her. They say if the total thing was 4 bands, right? They say it was $4,000. She gave her 12, or she gave her 2, right? For her, that's your what's it called? To book you, and then you come get the other 2 when you show up. You could have just said, all right, since you can't show up, I'm gonna keep this half to myself, and then that half that you got, you could just that's your booking event. Just use that as your fee for the flight that you took, and you can just do the virtual part. Yeah, 2 people who this could have been easily resolved. They're making this worse.
Sent me 3 months ago, and there's nothing I can do about the fucking rain. Then not only that, the only reason I got to that front of the line that you guys see on the airport is because I literally begged the person in front of me, like, please, please, let me get in front of you. Like, I have to book this flight. I have this flight. Like, let me get in front of you. And that's what ended up happening. When I did that, I did all of that for her to still not work with me. It's like, it would have been cool if it was just me, and it was like, okay, cool, blase, blase. It would have been cool if you didn't know that.
Like I said, this could have been easy resolved because Chris was trying. It was again. She don't control the plane. Yes, she probably could have showed up a day early to avoid all that, but she didn't. You accepted her not showing up a day early, so hey, it's on both of y'all. She could have easily let her knock the virtual class out, and this whole thing would have been resolved.
I had my baby. You knew all of that, and you chose to be stubborn. Pretty JD, shout out to you, girl. Love you and them kids, girl. She had a set time too. I guess her set time was at 3. She tried to make it seem like she couldn't push her before me at 2 o'clock and let me get on there at 3. Oh, she's already on a set schedule, da 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 da, blase blase. We got security, we got gifts, we got everything lined up for you. This is really like a kind of da da da. do you want me to come or not? Like, at this point, I'm fed the fuck up. Not only for me, I'm fed up for my baby. Like, because you know I'm bringing him. Basically, it just became a whole back and forth to the point that the fucking event ended up starting at 11 o'clock. And mind you, I was in the airport from 8. I could have made some shit work. Literally, in a mass of 3 hours, I could have had something put together. They didn't work with me at all. The fucking event starts coming up. She like, oh, yeah, we'll talk about this, blase, blase, whatever the case may be. Like, we'll talk about it later on some shit. Ain't no later, baby. You lucky I didn't block you and change my number. Moral of the story, the fucking rain impacted the flight. I was not able to make the booking at her liking. I was able to make the booking, but it wasn't her liking. She didn't want to switch everything around, which makes no sense to me if you spent all this money to get the event, orchestrated. Like, I know, bitch, it's rappers out.
I think she said it's supposed to be 1 to 4. Like, was she just supposed to be there from 1 to 4, or was she supposed to be talking from 1 to 4? Because that's a whole lot of talking.
Here who be late to their own fucking concerts and they still show up. You know why? Because they have a crowd to please. You so-called had all these people waiting on you, or you had all of this and da-da-da-da, but you didn't try to work with me for the flight. Moral of the story, her ass was mad. She was mad. She didn't get her fucking money back. You're not getting your money back. It's spent. Thank you. Thank ya. You ain't getting shit back. You can take me to court about it. There's nothing that you can really do because it's not like I didn't make an effort. I literally made an effort and it was on the travel. If you want to sue anybody, go sue that fucking airport, bitch. I really feel like she waited so long because she sees all of this shit going on in the media. She needed a little spot.
The only thing about it though, if it's in the contract that if you don't make it, you gotta send the money back. You do gotta send it back. I think.
Like, bitch, for all of that, you could have just booked me again. But now I should sue your ass for defamation of character, trying to make it seem like I just literally ran off on you. Bitch, I didn't run off on you. I made the effort to get there. It didn't work because of travel. You didn't try to work. I even asked you to reschedule. Oh, I'm not doing this again until fall.
I mean, you could have said you keep. I mean, she still wasn't gonna show up, so you could have still said, hey, all right, keep that deposit, and then we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in the fall, and I give you this hat that I'm supposed to give you now. Then, again, there's a lot of different ways that they could have worked that out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, kick them in.